welcome to the Elite Suite, and today I am bringing you episode 33 of the Trading to Glory. We are going to start it off strong with a little bit of a snipe on Van Dam for 12,250 coins. So we'll go ahead and send that over to the transfer list. Right now, I'm recording on the Saturday, which means that this video goes up on Sunday morning. So, what do we got to talk about in terms of Sunday? At 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. UK, are we going to see a big SBC, given the fact that that is when these Scream cards are going to get boosted? When do we sell these Scream cards if we still have them? Because I still have quite a few. Most of them I actually did end up selling in total throughout the week, but we still do have quite a few left over in terms of investments, and some of them we got for a little bit more than what they're going for right now, which is kind of scary. Some we got for much less, like Van Dam, who we're gonna make, you know, about 5k profit per card. What did we get this Van Dam for? That's 20k. So we're losing coins on that Van Dam, and then we're making a lot of coins on this Van Dam. So it kind of evens out there. But overall, we're taking an L on a couple of cards, but most of the cards we are actually gaining coins on, and we will gain coins if we sell at the right time. And the right time is always sell into the hype. You're going to always want to sell these Scream cards right before that 6 p.m. UK mark, or a couple hours before leading up to it, when people are buying, expecting these cards to go up. If you take a look at last year's graphs on Footbin, or if you just remember like I do from last year's Halloween, what happened was these cards rose a ton leading up to their ultimate like boost, their huge boost on the cards. They rose up a ton until that time, and then right when they got the boost, they ended up crashing. Now, that's not going to be as significant this year, as a lot of more people are going to adapt to that. However, it will still happen, especially if they don't drop any SBCs that require these cards in the SBC specifically. Because you might be like, well, when they get their boost, they can be used in Del Piero, they can be used in Rui Costa, and they can be used in Mark Overmars. And while that is true, everybody who is going to be using these cards to complete that SBC have probably already bought them ready for them to get boosted and throwing them into the SBC. And if you guys didn't hear, EA Andy, who is somebody on the EA forums, has confirmed that you will be able to use these in any squad building challenge while they're boosted, which is what we expected, but it is confirmed now, so a lot of people will be investing in these cards as we get closer and closer to their boost. So you're going to want to sell into that hype. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'll be selling the morning that this video goes up. So it's perfect time for this video to go up. If you guys want to sell into the hype, I'd suggest doing that in the next few hours after this video is uploaded. Maybe if you see this in the afternoon, it might be a little bit too late, but that's going to be a whole different story. We don't know if there's going to be an SBC. We don't know what's going on, but we're not going to take the risk. I'm going to sell into that hype. Right now, we've still got a bunch of 84 rated cards. I actually did pick up an Iniesta. I thought, why not? You know, 70k for an 88 rated inform. Sure, there might be a couple better deals throughout today, but ultimately, I feel like these cards are going to start rising, especially tomorrow. Once we get to squad battle rewards tomorrow, we could see Team of the Week 6 take a very, very large increase in price, just because everybody who has those Scream cards are most likely going to be liquidating or have already liquidated. That's going to give them more coins to spend, and that's going to probably go into a lot of Team of the Week 6 investments. So they'll probably rise as we get closer and throughout squad battle rewards. But there's a couple things I do want to talk about today. I want to talk about a little bit more of the Team of the Week 6, and I also want to talk about just investing in general, kind of investing for beginners. So I'm going to go ahead and get into that now, but if you guys do enjoy this series, make sure to drop a like on it. Let's shoot for 1,000 likes on this video, and also subscribe to the channel if you are new. So I'm just basically going to go ahead and put, like, within episode 33, like a short beginner's investment guide on how does investments work. Now, if you guys are an amateur or a beginner, this is going to help you guys a ton in kind of learning and you know, the saying how you guys can, like, teach a man to fish and he will eat for a lifetime, but if you only give a man a fish, he'll only eat for a day. That's kind of the same thing that I'm about to show you guys. So I could tell you guys what are great investments every single week, and you guys could follow my lead and pick those guys up, but I want to guys show you guys like my method to the madness. So let's go ahead and take our current situation right now, like Scream cards. So our current situation with Scream cards, they are pretty low, but obviously they're going to rise into the hype. So what's going to happen is that these Scream cards are going to be liquidated in the next couple of days. And liquidated basically just means coins readily available. I have 780,000 coins readily available, 780K liquidated. So these cards are going to be liquidated. I know people who have just stacked their transfer list with these cards and don't really have any other coins readily available to buy, which means that the current Team of the Week 6 informs are still pretty low in price. But once these cards go ahead and get sold and these investors have coins to spend, then a lot of those coins are going to go towards Team of the Week 6, which is why these Team of the Week 6 cards are kind of being a little bit low right now, but will rise significantly on Sunday when people sell their cards. So Iniesta right now is like 70K. So I went ahead and picked up an Iniesta for 70K. You can pick up Michy Batshuayi, possibly could rise into the Kevin De Bruyne Player of the Month hype, but would most likely rise, the cards that would rise are like Brandt, or you've got Fulkrug, and then those other informs that are German, because Sane, I think, is going to win Player of the Month, but we'll get a little bit more into that later in the episode. But these cards in general are good investments on the Saturday and early Sunday before cards are sold, and then you got to get in on it early and go ahead and make profit on that. So essentially, it's all about to do with liquidation. So these investors have all their cards focused on Scream cards, and nothing's really focused on Team of the Week yet. So you got to get in on it early. And once you get in on that, obviously, then there's going to be a ton of coins ready to buy, and then they'll buy those Team of the Week cards. So let me go ahead and give you guys another example that we'll see in the future. So the next big promotion is going to be Black Friday. To kind of give you guys a better feel for this, what happens is that everybody has their cards, and they bought them most likely during like this Halloween drop, and everybody's got their teams, and they've been using them for a couple weeks in their weekend league. But then the Halloween, or not the Halloween, but the Black Friday hype begins. It sets in maybe 2 weeks beforehand and continues until the promotion begins. And people are continuing to sell their cards, and the market continues to get more supply. People continue to put more coins readily available, more coins liquidated into their accounts. So there's more supply, but everybody's ready to buy when that Black Friday, I keep saying Halloween, when Black Friday comes. So what happens is that the cards drop, the cards drop, the cards drop, the cards drop leading up to it. And that's when you buy. That's when you go ahead and spend your coins. That's when you buy. While everybody else has coins readily available, you've got no coins. You've invested a ton. You're staying one step ahead. And then once Black Friday hits, now, yeah, there are going to be a lot of supply through packs, but ultimately, since everybody has coins liquidated, everybody's going to be buying cards. And that causes cards to ultimately rise, which is why what is known as the crash before the crash is significantly lower than the actual crash every single time. That's how it always is. Now, there are different times that are better to buy during Black Friday's promotion, like on Saturday or Sunday night, and it is what it is. I'll get into that in our Black Friday guide. But that's kind of giving you guys a better feel to why our price is low, why our price is high. It all comes down to, do people have coins liquidated, especially investors? Have people invested their cards into something certain, like the Scream cards right now, and don't have coins readily available? If you know that, then you can stay one step ahead. You can make great investments and essentially guarantee profit. The month is pretty much coming to an end for October. Pretty much everybody has played their games, and it's basically coming down to a Manchester City player most likely winning the Player of the Month. This graphic was made by Gummy FIFA, so you guys can check him out on Twitter at Gummy FIFA. But essentially, it's saying that Leroy Sané is most likely going to win this award, and I couldn't agree more. With 3 goals and 3 assists, those are the stats that win you Player of the Month, especially as a winger. That's pretty good. Now, it is arguable that KDB actually had a better month and played better, but ultimately, when you have the exact same amount of assists and no goals, that's pretty much, giving you an unlikely chance of winning Player of the Month, especially that 0 goals. I don't think we've ever seen somebody with 0 goals win a Player of the Month before. Now, Kane also had a decent month, but he was also injured at times, and that kind of kept Aguero from winning Player of the Month. On top of the fact that Kane won it last month, I don't think they'll do it back-to-back, so I don't think Kane will win it. So it comes down to it. I think Leroy Sané will win it. You could invest for Belgium with KDB, but I think it's going to be Leroy Sané, and either way, it's most likely going to be a Manchester City player. So let's go ahead and take a look at this Team of the Week and see what would be some good investments. You've got Brandt. He's also German, just like Sane. And then you've also got Fulkrug, who's a little bit lower rated, but he also plays in the Bundesliga, and he's 79 rated, which I think would still rise into the hype. Right now, Fulkrug is still very cheap, too. Since he's still in packs, he's going to be near discard until he's out of packs, so you could pick him up pretty much for discard on bid, especially during those reward times. Not Zaha, but Fulkrug, we're going to be able to get for pretty much discard. Now, he's not the only one who's a German discard card. There's also a few from previous weeks that have gotten informs from Germany. So what you could do is you could just go special, nation, Germany, go to the minimum buy now at 10K, because you don't want too many of this silver guy whose name is Moeller. But you've got Mitchell here, Michel, he's a little bit lower rated as well, plus he's in the 3rd league of the German league, so he's a little bit less nice as an investment. Then you've also got a guy named Dusksh, who's from the Bundesliga 2, also the same rating, but again, discard price still. So, since they're still discard price, I could see those cards being decent investments. I like Fulkrug the best because he's in the Bundesliga, plus he is still close to discard. But you could also pick up Brandt if you're feeling like he would be a good investment. I mean, he would rise into the hype without a doubt. Alright, so when is the player of the month going to happen? Well, the nominees are projected to come out on the 3rd of November, which would be next Friday. This upcoming Friday would be the 3rd, and then the Friday after that, the 10th of November, would be when the actual player of the month goes into the squad building challenge and is announced, of course. So those are the dates on what you can expect. Now, obviously, informs from Germany are good investments. I always see these as great investments. Whoever wins player of the month, you always got to look at the informs from their respective country. But you could also look at players like Bernardo Silva, who I still have a lot of Bernardo Silva cards. I'm really happy I have him because I can only see him continuing to go up as a Man City player is likely to win it. Bernardo Silva is currently going for about 3,000 coins, and he's selling pretty quickly at that price. I could see that card continuing to rise. Now, I will suggest to you guys, I have already picked up Bernardo Silva's. The window for his best deal has passed, but he could still rise a little bit. Now, I'd stay, I'd be safe, maybe try to snipe him instead of buying him outright. But considering I was getting him pretty easily for around 2,000 coins, he definitely has hit his lowest point. Same for the Draxler winger card, 84 rated. He's also hit his lowest point. But you could also invest in players like Otamendi. You could also invest in other Manchester City higher rated cards that are pretty cheap. Otamendi is still pretty cheap from when he crashed in the last player of the month. He's still decently cheap. You can get him for 2,300 coins. So, pretty good investment. And going into player of the month. He did rise over 3,000 coins into the Aguero hype, so I could see him rising again to over 3,000 coins. I might pick up a couple of those. I'm going to probably focus on German informs today, though, so I'm going to go ahead and see if I can pick up a couple of Fulkrugs. I asked you guys in the previous episode if you guys wanted me to do kind of an updated version of what SBCs are guaranteed profit and what SBCs are just worth doing that are going to make you likely profit. So let's go ahead and get into this, guys. We're going to start it off with, obviously, the advanced. These 3 SBCs are worth it. Now, you will need loyalty for every single one of them. Now, not every single one individually. Obviously, you can do Rare 5, 7 Suspects, and Prime 9 without loyalty at all, but you will need 1 loyalty on squad goals. It's the same kind of thing for hybrid nations, but then League and Nation hybrid, you are going to need loyalty for doing tough and hybrid master. You guys can check out the cheapest solution for these on my YouTube channel. I have the cheapest solutions for these up on the channel from about a month ago. So, let's go ahead and get into the League SBCs. We're going to start it off with the Liga MX, and the one that is pretty much guaranteed to make you profit is going to be Tigres. Now, there are a couple of expensive cards on Tigres, but ultimately, since you do get a premium gold players pack, that is most of the time going to make you profit. And essentially, even if you are to get absolutely nothing in that pack, it'll at least get your coins back. So I like Tigres as one of them that is pretty much guaranteed that you should do. Let's go ahead and head over into the Super League. The ones that are going to pretty much make you profit every single time. The first one is going to be Besiktas, which you can do for about 10,000 coins. You get a gold premium gold players pack, which is a 25k pack. Then you've got Fenerbahce, who's going to give you a premium gold players pack as well, very cheap to complete them. And then you get a prime Electrum players pack for Galatasaray, which I think is the most worth doing out of this entire league. So those are ones that I would consider doing. Let's head over to the Liga NOS, where there are 3 teams that are pretty much guaranteed to make you profit. One of them is SL Benfica, which gives you a 25k pack you can do for about 10k again. Then we're going to go down here. We've got Sporting and Porto. Porto gives you a 45k pack for a mere 11,000 coins, and it's similar for Sporting CP. About a 45, you get a 45 25k pack for about 11,000 coins. So most of the time, that's going to make you bank, and even if you weren't to get anything out of the pack, that's good. You would get your coins back. Let's head over into the Russian League, where I think there's only one team right now, as of now, worth doing, and that's going to be Krasnodar, which gives you a rare gold pack, a 25k pack. Krasnodar's not that expensive, except for, I believe you have to buy one defender that's like, you know, not 10k, but like 5k, which would make the squad cost about 14k. At the most, you're spending 14k. For a good 25k pack, I'd say Krasnodar's worth doing. But let's go ahead and head into SBCs that are likely to make you profit, but not guaranteeing you. So basically, if you were to get absolutely nothing out of these packs, you would lose like 2,000 coins, but ultimately, I'd still do them because that 2,000 coin risk is still worth making, you know, still worth the risk of actually profiting off of it. So let's head back into the Liga MX, where I think there's 3 teams that might be worth taking the risk. One of them is Cruz Azul, which you get a 25k pack. It's a little bit more expensive than Tigres, but it is a pretty good reward, so you could profit off of that. I did that SBC, and unfortunately, I accidentally bought. That was one of them I did on one of the first days of the game, and I regret it because I still have the card in my club that I accidentally bought for 10k on the web app when it glitched out, which still haunts me to this day. And then you've got Toluca. Toluca's a decent one to do because it does give you another 25k pack. It's gonna be a little bit more expensive than Tigres again, but still worth it because it does give a 25k pack. And then Monterrey is actually decent. Monterrey's not too bad because they do have a lot of gold players. You get a prime Electrum players pack, so it's not too bad. You will have to buy a couple of expensive silvers, but ultimately it is decent. I'm probably going to be doing these by the end of today, just kind of give you guys a feel for the ones that I haven't done yet, and prove that they might end up being worth it for you guys. Let's head over into the Super League here, where there's a couple more that I think might be worth it from the Super League. The first one is going to be Kazeraspor. Kazeraspor here is going to give you another 25k pack. Now, this squad does have a lot of silvers in it, so it's going to be a little bit more expensive than obviously Galatasaray, Besiktas, and Fenerbahce. But then again, it does give a decent pack. So you're probably going to be spending around 15k for Kazeraspor, getting the good 25k pack in return. And then Karabukspor is also decent because it gives you another good 25k pack in return. And a lot of people don't recognize that these teams do actually give pretty good rewards. So it might be flowing under the radar and you could get some good deals there. Then we're going to go ahead into the Russian League, where there's one team that I think would be decent for doing that's not guaranteeing you profit, but still probably getting you profit. It's going to be Zenit. That gives you a premium gold players pack. Now, that's only a 15k pack, but Zenit's going to cost you about 10k to complete, so 15k, and it only costs you 10k. Obviously, you don't get all 15k back if you were to get a discard pack from the 15k, so again, you could lose like 2,000 to 3,000 coins on Zenit, but since 15k packs are actually pretty decent normally, I'd say you would at least get your coins back on Zenit. Then the last one, and I'm going to head over to the Liga NOS, and this one's pushing it. Now, I'd suggest do this one at your own risk. It's called Maritimo. Maritimo gives you a rare gold pack, but there are a lot. There's like 3 different players in the team that you're going to have to be buying for about 5k. So, you know, if you get them on Snipe, then you're good to go. But ultimately, Maritimo, I don't even think I'm going to do this one as of yet. I might wait a little bit longer, but it does give a pretty good reward. So that is the updated list of squad building challenges that I'd consider doing to make you guys profit. So if you haven't done any of those SBCs, go ahead and get to it. You should be making a decent amount of profit. Overall, you will be profiting if you do every single one of those SBCs, aside from Maritimo. That one's a little bit more risky. But if you were to do every single SBC, overall, you would be making profit on these SBCs. I just now sniped a Dost for 18,000 coins, and the reason I like this as an investment is because he's 85 rated, and he's an inform, and that's it, and he's pretty cheap. And this Thursday, we can expect Icon SBCs. Now, I know I told you guys I was expecting them to drop last week, but this time I'm really feeling it. I think that they'll drop them on this Thursday, which means that these 85 rated cards, especially because they'll be out of packs by then, are going to skyrocket. Remember when I told you guys this with Kramerich last time, and that Kramerich was going to absolutely skyrocket in price? It's going to be the same thing this time. It's going to be the same thing with this team of the week. It's the exact same situation. So players like Hilton, an 84 rated card that you can get easily for less than 20k. The Bas Dost that you can get 85 rated. Right now I got him for 18k, but he's going for like 25k. You can get those as very, very good investments because they really don't hold any risk. In the long term, there's going to be more squad building challenges that require informs. Now, there could be one for like a Halloween one that they release on the Sunday that this is going up, or there could be one later in the week for the Icon SBCs, or worst case scenario, we hold this for 2 or 3 more weeks until Black Friday comes out when they're hyped up, and there will be the first team of the week tradable squad building challenge challenge that we see. That's the first Team of the Week tradable that we saw last year, was Team of the Week 10, which happens during Black Friday. So that's when they'd be hyped up probably the most in price. So, you know, that would be one time that they'd be going up in worst case scenario. But obviously, there's going to be a Prime Icon SBC that releases before then, so it's just printing coins, essentially. I'm going to go ahead and probably pick up a lot more of these cheap 84 and 85 rated informs. And same thing with Otamendi here. I'm going to be picking up a lot of these Otamendis because he is from Man City. He's a, you know, relatively cheap inform. Obviously, Aaron Moy is a little bit cheaper because he is from Huddersfield, from, I believe it's Australia, or maybe New Zealand. I can't really tell the difference between the flags, but one of the two. He is, I think he's from Australia. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say he's from no, he's from New Zealand. No, he's from Australia. So he's from Australia. It has no fucking relation to the trading at all. But the thing is, Aaron Moy is from Australia. He's from Huddersfield. The stats are pretty decent, but he is cheap because he is only 82 rated in the current Team of the Week. He'll rise in the POTM hype, but I think that Otamendi might even rise more because he is from Manchester City, higher rated, and in terms of 85 rated from the Premier League in informs, and that's really, really cheap. So I'm probably going to pick up a couple of him as well. I'm going to go ahead and finish off the Trading to Glory episode there, but before you click away, we got some things to talk about. Firstly, I know it ended a little bit abruptly there. That was just the last clip I recorded before I went to a friendly match today. We had a game, and so ultimately that was just the last clip I recorded. And when looking back at it, I covered everything I wanted to cover. We covered which SBCs were worth doing and which ones were likely worth doing. We also covered inform investing a little bit. We covered investing as a whole in general, especially for beginners and amateurs, and kind of what we can expect in our current situation with Scream cards and with Black Friday coming up in a few weeks. We covered Player of the Month. We had a lot of content in this video, so if it does help you out, guys, make sure to drop a like on the video and also subscribe to the channel if you are new. But before you comment about where I've been with these uploads, I know I try to make it daily uploads on this Trading Glory, but you have to understand, okay? I'm a college student playing college-level soccer or football for you guys in the UK. It's not easy, okay? It's really, really not easy. It's so much work to do with homework, trying to keep some sort of social life, family time, everything, mashing it all into one day. And some days, I am willing to stay up till 4 a.m. to upload a video for you guys when I have a 9 a.m. class the next day, getting only 3.5 hours of sleep. I am willing to do that some days. And other days, I am not. Okay? And that's why I haven't been uploading every single day this week. But hopefully you guys understand that. And I'm gonna stop with these excuses at the end because hopefully you guys get the picture. Just assume whenever I don't upload, it's not because I don't love you guys, okay? Because I do. But I just don't have time for it some days. So that's basically, it's the best excuse I got. And it's a real excuse. Honest excuse. Please forgive me. That's basically it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoy your stay. And, yeah, that's it. Drop a like, subscribe, check out all my social medias down there. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace out.